Hey guys, it's Chompy the Chupacabra. Today we're testing out a new series, Challenge Accepted, where we play various decks using various deck building constraints. This week, in honor of M20, we are going to be playing Cavaliers.
The Cavaliers are a new cycle in the M20. They're interesting because they have a very heavy mana cost compared to some cycles we've seen in the past. And they're not obviously overpowered like some of the cycles, like the God Eternals, I think, are just stronger in a vacuum by themselves. You landed on the battlefield and you can't really lose. These are much more value-oriented, where they have a decent body, but by themselves you really need to maximize their ETBs and their death triggers in order to make them good cards. So that's why we've chosen to build around them, because it's a unique challenge to find something that works with them.
So, which Cavalier are you playing this week?
I've chosen the mono black one. I'm playing a mono black grinding controlling deck, mid-range deck. I've tried to make it work in the past. It's always been a little underpowered, but I'm a sucker for punishment, so we'll try it again. The lifelink on the body is actually relevant for racing, and then the ETB, it'll kill a creature for one more mana than Chompy the Chupacabra. You have to sack one of your creatures, but the death trigger on the Cavalier means that may not be a big downside, that you'll get back that creature, reuse its ETB if it has one, if they manage to kill the Cavalier or a board wipe. And so you can start grinding a lot of value by reusing the Cavaliers over and over again. The other interesting part is the Cavaliers are not legendary, and so they're actually decent in multiples as well. What about you? What are you building around?
I'm building around the red Cavalier, Cavalier of Flame. The first ability encourages you to go wide. It pumps all your creatures, gives them haste. Second ability is kind of a scalable Faithless Looting. Lets you fill your graveyard, get rid of useless cards, draw cards. Nice value. And then when it dies, does a little bit of damage to your opponent and their planeswalkers. Or if you fill your graveyard, it lets you just completely kill them if you have enough lands in your graveyard.
Reminds me a little bit of Chandra, where Chandra, you don't want to kill her because she'll probably kill you, but if you don't kill her, then you'll keep getting value out of her. So yeah. It's a double-edged sword of going wide. We'll see if I get run over in this matchup. So we're going to play some best of 3.
Yes, indeed.
And we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, I'm going to mulligan in my hand because I only have 1 land.
We have 1 land as well, and 4 of one of our creatures, which is not a good hand.
I have 2 lands this time. I could probably make it work. So now we have to figure out what we put back. We need this to make the hand actually go. That's decent removal, same with that. That's not that good, it's useful later on, I'll explain why. This also just is good defense. I think I'm going to put this card back, and then I'm going to regret it later. But, I don't know.
We have a keepable hand. I have a couple of lands. Put back one of our later spells. Hope to redraw it. I don't understand why, when you mulligan, the New London mulligan, it puts all your lands on the right-hand side. Puts it in the reverse order, which is the most annoying thing ever.
Why are you playing Stitcher's Supplier?
We're trying to fill our graveyard.
I see.
The Cavaliers encourage it.
Yeah. Cast, Discovery Dispersal. Nice little bit of card draw. Also fills our graveyard. Oh. So I have a dilemma. I hit one of my Cavaliers, but I think I have to put it in the graveyard because I can't actually cast it or do anything with it right now. So I'm gonna graveyard it.
Maximize velocity. Interesting.
It's the thing.
Get in with our Stitcher Supplier beats. Draw a card.
Oh, look at it. playing card draw. That was not the right land, sir. I do not want that land. Do we discard this land to Tormenting Voice? But then we risk not actually getting a third land. Oh, whatever. I think we're just going to Tormenting Voice away our maximized velocity. Hopefully draw a mountain here, and that's close enough. And then just play a Stitcher Supply ourselves.
That's a lot of swamps for someone playing Red Cavaliers.
Yeah, well.
Rotting Regisaur, interesting.
That's why I was complaining about my swamp.
We're willing to trade.
Oh yeah.
Keep the board clear.
I'm absolutely willing to fill my graveyard. I think I care about the graveyard at least as much as him, if not more. You still haven't seen why though. Although you might be able to guess. Ooh, Embodiment of Agony. That's a spicy meatball.
We have a couple of choices here. I think we want to start putting some pressure on, so we'll cast this now.
Interesting.
Doesn't get it out of lightning strike range, but we can't wait forever.
I wish I had a lightning strike. So I think we're just gonna let this embodiment go for now. Play ourselves a blood crypt and gather ourselves some goblins. Ooh, nice. Did I mill a goblin gathering? Oh, look at the synergy. Look at the synergy.
So now we get our engine going.
Oh dear. I'm scared already. Oh, no. Oh. But that you're not allowed to play that. That's a Bane Slayer. You're supposed to be playing all Muldrifters.
Right.
What?
So,
why did it tap my swamp? Is it stupid? Why didn't it? Is it stupid? I have only red spells in. So I have a red and black spell, so it looks like we're using that. Using our black mana. We're just gonna send that for 1. Get a little bit of damage in. Kill it before any shenanigans go.
boo.
Should have waited until 5th turn, man. This is unfortunate though, because now we're basically empty-handed.
So
Maximize velocity is nothing.
I think we want to. What do we have in our graveyard?
Stuff.
Embodiment, Dread Presence.
3 things for embodiment, right?
Yeah, so we're going to.
Oh, why did I enter the battlefield with 3 earrings before?
Blood for Bones. This lets us get back our Dread Presence that he just killed.
Why did your first embodiment enter the battlefield with 3 counters? I only see 2 mana costs. Oh wait, is it non-land cards? Okay. So
now we get our value.
Yep.
Start killing off the goblins.
Yep. I'm okay with that.
Play our Stitcher Supplier so that when we play our embodiment next turn, hopefully it's even bigger. Get in our beats.
Mill nothing that would make your embodiment bigger.
Well,
I think we'll see. We'll mill with our wand, see what we mill. Okay, just a land in that case. Let's keep filling the graveyard until we get. There we go.
there it is.
Yeah.
Payoff card.
So now I just have to actually get cards in my hand. So maximize velocity does something. Yeah, it does nothing. Yep. Oh, come on. Sure you don't want to kill the Stitcher Supplier?
Yeah, pretty sure.
It'd be appreciated. Oh, now we can't block the Dread Presence or whatever. I'm fine with doing that. Just fill the graveyard.
So he's got no cards in hand, but a couple of maximized velocity. So in theory, he can bring back the Arc-like. There's another one. Both Arc-like, Art-like next turn.
I think it'd take a lot of work to bring back Arc Lights. Ooh, this is a good. Oh, this is actually a really crappy one right now.
Down to 9. Putting the pressure on.
Yeah, I think I have to cast this even though I'm getting literal no value from its ETB trigger.
Is it Cavalier time?
First Cavalier for no value.
Nice.
This was in theory to dump a bunch of arc lights in the graveyard.
We want to swamp off the top, because then we can go to town. And there it is.
These embodiments? Yeah, I'm literally just dead, I think. These embodiments are really good blockers for the arc light, which sucks. Only 6 damage. Okay. So for anybody who hasn't figured it out yet, I'm playing a red-black kind of dredge deck. It's just a bunch of graveyard shenanigans. And we have 5 seconds, so we're gonna take out this thing, and nope. Okay, never mind, it looks like we didn't sideboard. That's fun.
Wow. More doing, less talking.
It's okay, I have to play first. Oh, where's my never lucky counter? Why? 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 We'll keep in the regret it later.
We have a fine hand. We have lands and spells.
I have guild gates and useless cards. Well, I can use this on turn 4. It's been known to do something. I was hoping to take it out because it's bad against lifelink stuff, but oh yeah, look at the value. I love guild gates anyway. Hey, got there.
That's creepy.
You're creepy.
Wow. I don't think we want to trade right now, so we're willing to sit back for now.
Oh, I need one more land. If he doesn't want to trade, then I'm just going to keep pushing my advantage, I guess. Just chip down his life total a little bit.
Fine to take 1.
Oh, fancy you of your 3rd land.
We'll play the racing game.
Good luck. Until you drop a Cavalier and I cry. Okay, come on, land, 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 land! Stitch your supplier in a land.
That seems like a pretty good draw. You can play both.
No, I can't. I can only draw one of them. And the land was a land.
Well, I guess you can't play either of them then.
Yeah, let's play the racing game.
Sure.
Get that 1 damage in. It's not doing much in my hand anyway.
If you want to fill your graveyard, that's gets into the graveyard the easy way.
Yeah, and then I get to really, it gets me closer to jump starting it, which lets me discard stuff that I really don't need from my hand. Right now we just want to avoid something that gains life, like that.
Hopefully we get value out of this before he kills it. But we don't want to wait till turn 5 to cast because we have other stuff to do on turn 5.
Oh no, 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 not the Cavalier! Okay. So we can chain these together to do these. But then I think we just get wrecked by a Cavalier. But I'm not sure if doing anything else gets us less wrecked by a Cavalier. So I think we might just do it. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Just make a huge Stitcher supplier.
It's huge.
Oh. It's gonna get bigger. Biggest Stitcher supplier ever. That's the real reason maximized velocity is in this deck. It happens to punch Stitcher Supplier, but it gives us 3 spells really easily. It's a 2-for-1. Two spells for 1 card.
So that's 10, but we can't really afford to block. So... Ow.
I've maximized velocity my opponent's creatures before in order to get Arclight out when I had no other creatures, because I don't really care if their creatures are big. It's just in there to cast 2 spells for 1 card.
So we can kill... We need to kill at least 1 Phoenix, otherwise we're dead on board. Casting Cavalier now doesn't really help because we can't attack with it this turn, so we don't get any life from it. So
still kills a creature. Yeah, okay, that's a
so
Phoenix.
we need to kill Phoenix.
Life.
And we'll pass the turn.
Interesting. So here, I think I'm just gonna start filling the graveyard again. One, two, three.
Nice.
All the lands that I needed. Come on, mill some more lands that I really needed.
1 more land. And a Spark Harvest.
Yeah, it's good with Stitcher Supplier, man.
Yep, it is.
That's Vraska's Contempt for 1 mana. Attack. Just keep my opponent's life total low. Yep.
So we need to kill off the stuff, given our low life is so low.
Okay, yeah.
So it gives them value, but
That's some value. Goblin Gathering. Yep. Cavalier. Citrus Suppliers trade.
if we can get a couple of hits in with our Cavalier, then we can get back to a healthy life total before the arc lights come
Oh,
back.
you're playing Liliana? That's dirty. Yeah, I'm just gonna dump stuff in my graveyard. I think my only chance is to, like, kill him before I get hit by a Cavalier at all. I don't think I have much of a chance otherwise. Because I don't really have any easy ways to kill Cavaliers. Alright, looks like we're doing this. And this.
Gather some blockers, some chumps.
Yeah. Not sure if we can get out of this though. The life gain, it never stops. This isn't looking so good anymore. It was looking great before you went up to sack the Cavalier. Oh, come on, you gotta sack the Cavalier for the value.
No way.
Yeah, we're not jumping with this. We need them if we ever draw Spark Harvest. Ooh, yay, just what I needed. We need like 3 spells in hand if we're ever gonna bring back these Arclights. I think I'm just dead here. My deck's very glass cannon. Either I Arclight and win, or I get blown out by Lifelinkers apparently. Save a little bit of life, still keeping 1 around for if I get a Spark Harvest. Not that I think it's gonna do much.
Here should be the nail.
I have another Goblin Gatherings, but that doesn't do anything, so I'll show you what's been in my hand. This nearly killed you.
Nearly. I was at 5, wasn't I?
You were at like 6,
5
I
or
think,
6, yeah.
and no 5, yeah, and I attacked and you killed it. Otherwise, you would have been dead. The lifelink just slaughtered me though.
Yeah.
See, this is the top card, Arclight. Dead to 25 cards. This is some efficient self-mill. And we're just gonna scoop it up. I got lifelinked there.
On to round 2.
Yeah, let's do one more. 1 land. Yep.
Yeah.
We don't get to show off Rotting Regisaur because 1 land. 3 land and never lucky. But that's the advantage of London Mulligan. You get to get rid of
Your extra lands if you need them. Absolutely.
not your extra lands. Your creeping chills, man.
Them too.
Creeping chills suck when you draw them in your hand. It's like I've won games with them before, but it's still like, wow, I got a 4 mana Lava Spike. Lucky me. Or actually 4 mana Sovereign Spike, but you get the idea. Play yourself the land. Start filling the graveyard, drawing cards. This could be good. Don't think we need the 5th land though, so we're gonna get rid of it.
Play our Dreadshade on curve.
Oh, nice. So the card I'm about to play is kind of dangerous because it's a nice attacker. I've nearly won games with it, but it makes it really hard to Arclight Phoenix because it's really hard to get to 3 spells in hand when you're discarding. You kind of just go into top deck mode, abandon the Arclight Phoenixes, and hope the 7/6 gets there.
We have a couple of choices. Play our land. We could take a hit or 2 from the Regisaur if we wanted to. We can attack and trade if we wanted to. I think we'll play our Dread Presence and be willing to take a hit or 2 while he discards some cards. Get us some card advantage. Trade our life for that.
Alright, so I kind of want to use these, but I don't have a very full graveyard. So this could be some card advantage later on, but that means I'm not getting any Arclight value with these, which I think is fine. The Dread Presence scares me more, but the Dread Shade is more likely to be better protected. I can go after the Dread Presence whenever. Dread Shade I can only go after when he's tapped down. Play Blood Crypt and attack with 7/6.
Bring it on. Start getting our value. We'll draw a card. We'll draw another card.
I see.
And then we'll get rid of the Regisaur.
Dope! Oh, brutal. Alright. Come on, like, shock off the top, I guess? Shock would be good. Carnival Courage would be good. Land would be just straight terrible. I don't think I'm even gonna play this here. I think I need it to get my hand better.
That's a pretty good card. So... do we need to leave mana open? There's no arc lights in the graveyard yet, so we're not going to get killed out of nowhere. We've only got 2 cards in hand, so if they're arc light, then we're not that worried. Yeah.
As long as it's not a Cavalier.
I think we'll play the knight, the vampire, is it?
It's a vampire.
Yeah, it's a knight. Because he blocks really well and he can pump with our spare mana. That's a pretty good card.
Gear.
And put the pressure on him.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, we drew our honorary Cavalier. Doesn't do much here, but I think we'll try to play it. Honorary Cavalier?
I don't even know what this does. Deals combat damage to the player. You may discard any number of... okay.
It's an honorary Cavalier. It does the Cavalier's ETB trigger whenever it does damage, plus it gives me mana.
pretty sure he can go die in a hole.
Ugh.
So play out our stronghold.
Oh my god. The valley never stops. It's times like this I wish I was playing a value deck and not a glass cannon deck. Now I refuse.
Okay, be that way.
Okay. I do not feel bad bringing in Leyline of the Void this time. We're just gonna sideboard real quick. We need the land. This might be value. I don't know. No, I think it just gets killed too easily. I like creeping chill, but it doesn't do much when your opponent has lifelink. This is actually okay. This gets killed by all the death touch crap, unfortunately, because I was hoping to show it off. I think. Do we play both of these? Or do we only play one? Maybe we only play one. Do we need to add a land? I mean, land is probably good. But I'm greedy, and I don't want to take out my good stuff, so I'm taking the land back out. We have lots of time, so we're not going to get screwed over again. I think we're just going to take out this because it's a weak card, even if it kills a few of his things. I think he wants those to die anyway. Apply styles. Oh yeah. There we go. We have pretty shock now.
Nice.
But we could still win this round. Play first. Oh. So we have one land. We can't even play our one drop, but we have two of our sideboard cards. But we're on the play, so the chances of this. No, I'm gonna regret it. Dope. I have to keep this, but it doesn't have my spicy sideboard deck.
Our hand's a little slow, but if we draw some lands, we'll be okay.
Start the graveyard filling. Okay, that's a Cavalier.
Land go.
Dope. You'll take one. Maybe we should have taken both.
Drew a land, so we're in good shape.
Oh, not doing anything. Sweet. Play this out. Oh, and I'm stupid, so this top card's probably gonna be a Goblin Gathering just to punish me. Or I could have made one more Goblin. Okay, good. It isn't. Should have seen if I milled the Goblin Gathering into my graveyard, see if I made more Goblins.
We have a couple of choices for 3 drops, but I think we'll play the Dreadshade.
Oh, yep. I don't think we care anymore, we're just trying to get a little bit of damage and whatever.
So, it could be representing a shock. I think our Dreadshade is more valuable than saving 1 damage.
They call that bluffing, kids. Play Honorary Cavalier again.
That guy's super annoying because he doesn't die to cast down.
Get wrecked. Nothing else on the here.
So, we'll cast another Dreadshade. We're not going to cast a Stitcher Supplier because we want to leave the mana open for Dreadshade.
Just put stuff in the graveyard. Okay. How about that? Attack with all. Just keep forcing the damage through.
So deals combat enemy, discard any number, and then make that much mana. So he could play a pile of stuff if he discards his hand. I think we're okay taking 5. We'll try and block off the goblins. We have the mana open this time to save our shade if he tries to shock it.
Okay. Discard some cards, try to draw something better. No, I discard this. Oh, yeah, let's discard this.
The other reason to get rid of the goblins is now our sacrifice effects make him sack his creature rather than his goblins.
No, we'll play this. Get rid of that. Hopefully draw land, or we just punted really hard.
Still no arc lights in the graveyard.
That ain't a land, chief. Okay, play this thing.
Gather some more goblins.
And now you sacrifice things. Don't make me sacrifice now.
Yep. Well.
Oh dear. Here comes the Cavalier. Actually, if he Cavaliers right now, that's annoying, but Dread Shade is one of the better things for me to have him sacrifice, I think.
Well, I can bring it back if my Cavalier dies, which is one of the reasons it's in there. It's 3 mana.
Sure.
Netting 1 mana from the Cabal, so we have 6 mana. We still have nothing in our graveyard.
Yeah,
So-
you have literal nothing. Whereas I just have Goblin Gatherings are the only graveyard matters card.
Yeah, I think we'll play with the Stitcher's Supplier and what do we have there now?
That's
Got there.
yeah, because you really needed that one to beat me. Well, there goes a maximized velocity. Okay, so we could play this, but I think I'd rather just. Okay, let's start refilling the graveyard. Come on, like maximize velocity. Nope. Okay. Nice part about the head. Yeah, just do that. I think.
So he tramples.
Yeah, boy.
So if we double block with our shades, we only lose 1,
That's what you think.
unless he pumps it. But we do have 1 mana available to save one of them. Jumping does nothing. Maximize velocity pumps the power only.
No, power and toughness.
Power and toughness?
Plus 1 plus 1.
You're right. So if we single block, that's no good. Yeah, we'll double block. We're fine having one of these die anyway because we can bring it back with the Cavalier.
Well then, not how I was hoping that would go, because it also triggers off doing damage to an opponent. So I was hoping to get some interesting.
That doesn't work so well.
Probably should have attacked with my goblins, knowing that you should have done that. I don't know. I was really bluffing there. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm dying in 4 games. Yep, value.
You want to just keep getting rid of his stuff.
Oh, I know my ley line of the void.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is decent size, so we'll play it out.
Yeah, that's 4 toughness. That's above a decent size.
You can't kill the Dread Shade because we can pump it, so we're fine attacking with that.
Alright. Look at us go.
Cavalier time.
Woohoo! Discard a soon to be exiled card to draw an even worse card. Actually, yeah, let's wait until Ashiok. Okay, pass.
So it's 2 mana to pump, so you can make the goblins pretty big.
Shh. Stop it.
So unlike your other dude, who doesn't die to cast down,
This one does.
Cavaliers are not legendary.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my. Okay. Ashiok's just rude. I don't. Like, I'm pretty sure all my. Okay, Goblin Gathering. That's one good graveyard card. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of the cards. Yeah. Haha! Do 0 damage to you and all your planeswalkers. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh. Okay, let's see if the top card was a. Let's see if the top card was a land and we misplayed. Probably, honestly. Nope.
We want a couple of blockers for Ashiok, so we'll leave them back.
Yep. Waiting on you.
The game got very confused for a second.
I see. Yeah. Alrighty then. Oh, there's the one we needed. Okay. Is it possible for us to attack ourselves?
No, I'm pretty sure game rules prevent that.
Nope. Okay, well. Super dead! Alright, so we're back for the conclusion. I lost all 4 games to my deck just being slightly more inconsistent or glass cannon than yours. So how did yours do? What did you like? What did you dislike?
So I don't have a lot of 4-ofs in my my deck, that other than Stitcher Supplier and the Zealots to draw cards. You know, the early plays to get value. There's a lot of other 2-ofs and removal or you know, the Dread Presence and the Dread Shades were both awesome. Cavalier won one game single-handedly when there was 2 of them, and so I didn't really get a chance to start cycling the Cavaliers around, but that would have been even better.
Sorry.
So it worked pretty well. I've played this deck against other people in Arena a few times. It does all right. It's not going to dominate, but against removal heavy in particular, once you don't have that many good creatures, and so if they can keep you off that, or Goblin Chain Whirler in particular is a blowout because they just wipe your board.
Yeah.
You know, Lightning Strike and other things, 3 toughness. So it's not going to be a particularly competitive deck, but I got a chance to play with a few new cards. I love the Knight. I only have 2 in Arena now. I'm going to have to use some wild cards for them because 1 mana for a 1/2 Knight that gets bigger and Death Touch is just ridiculous. The Cavalier is pretty good.
Yeah.
Lifelink makes a big difference, and being able to kill a creature, one of your weak creatures, you just have to build your deck around it. So The deck turned out pretty well as I expected, and it worked really well. What about you?
The Cavaliers scared the crap out of me. So for my deck, it's definitely more casual. I built it before M20. It was kind of like a red-black dredge deck, and we decided to do Cavalier Week. I'm like, ooh, this deck would probably be a good fit for the Red Cavalier. Red Cavalier dumps stuff in my graveyard. It's a big creature. Makes my Arclight Phoenixes bigger. I'm like, yeah, seems like a good fit. I added Goblin Gathering, which has really helped. It helps keep me alive, among other things. Combos with the Cavalier, which is nice.
The Cavalier can be really powerful if he stays around, but that's the
Yeah.
biggest problem with all the Cavaliers, that if they don't stay around, you're getting value out of them, but they're not nearly as scary. They're not unkillable like the God Eternal War of the Spark gods, which are just ridiculous.
The Cavalier for me, the one problem I think the Cavalier has in this deck is my deck tends to get empty-handed fairly quickly, so I'm not getting as much value out of the Cavalier or Neheb as I could. I'm discarding 1, maybe 2 cards.
Yeah, it seems like you need more card draw or something else to fill your hand.
There isn't a lot of card draw in these colors. There's a card selection where you're like Discovery, Dispersal, Tormenting Voice, but those are all, none of them really fill your hand, I guess.
He seems more suited to a control deck where you're drawing a lot of cards to Teferi and other things, where if you have a bunch of dead cards.
Yeah, maybe. Or the other place where I've considered this is like a Scape Shift kind of controlling green-red mid-range Scape Shift deck. Seems like it could be fun in. The deck is very Glass Cannon. If you're playing, I've won some games with it where you just get the multiple Phoenixes and your opponent can't deal with it. And there's other games where your opponent has Lifelink Cavaliers. You just don't draw the right half of your deck and you're sitting there kind of just not doing much. It's very, either you get your Phoenixes and you just crush them with those, or you die, basically.
That's very similar to the Drake's Phoenix deck as well.
Yeah.
That you're playing a lot of weak cards in order to get your payoff of bringing back your Phoenixes over and over again. Yeah. But if that recursion falls apart, then then you're in trouble. Or if there's graveyard hate. Ashiok's good.
Yeah. Especially when you have Evolving Wilds. The reason I'm playing black in this deck is Stitcher's Supplier Creeping Chill is very nice. I used to play more, but it depends how all in you are on Phoenix. If you're all in on Phoenix, or if you have, I found I didn't have enough Stitcher's Supplier, Wand of Vertebrae, or whatever. If I had more of those, I'd probably be playing all 4 Creeping Chills. But yeah, it's all in.
That seems like a reasonably weak card a lot of the time. Yeah, it does 3 damage.
Yeah. But
unless you're really dumping your library every single turn, it's going to be tough too. And drawing it is not great. Yeah,
I put it in the deck because it helps get like a little bit of direct damage in basically for free, which with the Arclight Phoenixes it allows like the turn 5 ridiculous kills. And between London Mulligan and being able to discard, I don't mind too much having it stuck in my hand. There's been times when I've cast it for sure, but like you have Tormenting Voice, you have Neheb, you have which was only a 1 of, you have Cavalier, which all dump it, so there's worse decks for the card. I'm just not sure if it belongs.
Cool. Well, thanks for joining us for Cavaliers Week, and we'll be back another time for some other ridiculous challenge where I can beat my son again.
You're not 4-0ing me again.
We'll see.
If you 4-0 me, we're cutting it out of the video.
Harsh.
Anyway, thanks for watching.